Hi everyone, welcome to another festive food video. Sorry, trying to think about what I'm saying. We have this one here today. Now I'm sort of having a little look and thinking about what I want to do with this, because we've got our cake stand, but then here we have something going on as well, as if there's another layer. I'm wondering, is this whole bit here the cake stand and just that the cake? Or maybe this is like, I'm not really sure. So I'm going to do that top bit anyway, and I'm going to do that as a cherry and then move on from there. I think I'm going to grab a different colour. I keep chopping and changing colours really for the cherries. I think it makes it a little bit more interesting. So this is the alizarin crimson, and I'm going to go around the edge with extra layers and then fade towards the middle a bit like that. And then we've got these down here. I think I'm going to do those the same. It might be supposed to be part of the cake stand, which you could fully do if that's what you were imagining. It is what I thought to start with, but I'm thinking it might look more consistent if we have some red in different places. That was just my thought, which is why I'm doing it this way. And it sort of adds a nice touch of bright festive colour, doesn't it? And I'm also going to do red here, like that. I'm in two minds as to whether to colour that in as if it's a giant cupcake case. Should we do that? I think it'd be fun. So I'm going to use my red still and do a sort of checker pattern. You don't have to, excuse me, you don't have to do this at all. I don't know what's happened to my voice. I was just eating. It's probably that. And then we're going to go down a couple of stripes on each one. I think will just help to show up the pattern. I'm not worrying about them being really even, but hopefully that looks a bit like a checkered cake case. But now what to do with the cake? I'm thinking I would quite like the cake stand to be green, so I think I'm going to do that next, and then I'll have a thought about the rest really. Gosh, I can hear bins being moved around. Maybe the men are here collecting them. I'm going to use the phthalo green this time. We've used lots of different greens on this page. Now this bit here, I can't decide if it's a little bit of cake stand support or if I'm going to do its ice, a bit of like rolled out fondant icing. Let's do this. I will start with this sort of bit because I find the easiest, and reduce colour towards the centre to leave a shine. I want this to look like it's metallic if I can. So under here, just do lots of layers on the edge, and less as you go in towards the centre, like that. And the same from this side, to leave a sort of, I'm going to put a bit at the bottom but leave some white in the middle. Like that. It looks quite blue in the camera, but it's definitely the phthalo green. It is a bluey green, but I think it looks quite green. But it may look different to you. It's always tricky because everyone's screens are set up differently for the colour. So whether something looks dark or light or whatever changes. I've also noticed that I've been listening to a few of my videos and how my voice is quite quiet compared to the adverts. So I hope that doesn't sort of startle you when the adverts come on. It's loud, but I quite like it to be quite quiet, but I don't know. Oh, I can hear a lot of noise outside. I expect it is the dust cart collecting the food waste. All the food waste bins are on my drive, so I'll need to move them once I finish this video. Now this is interesting. It's got a sort of texture, and then this is slightly textured too. I'm thinking maybe that's covered in some sort of icing. Should we make it chocolate? We haven't done any chocolate for a little bit. Let's do a chocolate. I'm just trying to find a colour that I think would make a nice chocolate. A lot of the browns work really well. I'm going to try the Van Dyke brown because I haven't tried it before. If it doesn't work, then I can go over with another one. I'm going to put down quite a hard layer because chocolate can often be shiny. This, I'm trying to make it look like it's melted chocolate. So it's going to be, it tends to have a shine. So that's my idea. Gosh, it's noisy out there. They're only emptying little food bins. I'm surprised it's so noisy. Anyway, maybe something else is going on. I shall have to go and be nosy in a minute. I was being nosy earlier. Someone was outside taking photos, but there's a house for sale, so I'm thinking it's probably something to do with that. But then the house for sale's had all its photos published on the seller's website. The person selling came to tell us that she was very upset. She didn't want to sell her house, but she can't do the stairs anymore, and there are 2 flights, and so it's really tricky for her. It could look just like a rich Christmas cake, that. In the UK, our Christmas cake is really dark. Often put things like treacle in it, and you cook it a long time, so it almost burns on the outside. I don't like them really. The top one, should we do it in a similar way? Yeah. Let's do it the same. Maybe I'm being a bit lazy, but I like them to sort of match as well. So adding in too many colours isn't too good. There we go. Now this little strip, as I said, I was thinking it could be icing, so we need to just put a little bit of shadow on it rather than just leaving it completely white. If we use our that's cold grey 1, I think that's a bit pale. If I use cold grey 2, got a bit of colour in there, and I'm going to put a bit on each end where it might be sort of curved a bit because the cake is rounded, and it will just make it so that it doesn't look the same colour as this paper, like that. And then I'm going to get a white pen. I'm going to use my 08 excuse me, Gellyroll, and just put some shine on my chocolate and my berries. Actually, let's put a little shine on there. Let's put some on each side. Let's put a bit down here and a bit down here. Maybe the 05 would have been better for those little ones, but anyway, just put a little dot and it just makes it look a little bit more shiny. There we go. Hopefully that looks more like shiny chocolate now than Christmas cake, but either way, it doesn't matter, does it? Imagine how much chocolate you'd get with a slice of that cake. Delish. Anyway, I might have to go and eat some chocolate now after all this thought about chocolate, but maybe I shouldn't. I could do with a drink. I might just go make a coffee. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Do hit subscribe if you haven't subscribed. It does help the channel to grow, and I always really appreciate it. And so thank you to those that will and those that have. Have a really lovely day and happy colouring.